Welcome back to DRAWPEDIA tutorials. Today I'm gonna teach you how to draw Loki. If you are new to this channel, be sure to like, subscribe and comment below. I'm gonna draw on my Wacom tablet, but you can follow my tutorials with any other media that you have, whether it's pencil color, Sharpie or crayon. Now first of all, I'm gonna draw the top of his head in the middle with an arch curve line across at that corner. And from the ending point on the left, curve line diagonally downwards to the right and to the middle of his helmet. Sharp turn back upwards on the right corner with a similar curve line and slightly to the right. At the outer corner of that shape from the lower point on the right, curve line across to the right and slightly up. Turn it across to the right. Turn it downwards and flare it slightly out. Curve line downwards and slightly to the left. Sharp turn across to the right at the lower point of his helmet right there. Curve line upwards and flare it slightly out to the right. Turn it back inwards to the left at the upper corner. From that ending point, a line across and slightly downwards to the middle of his helmet at that corner. Above that line, I'm going to draw from the right corner, curve line upwards and flared out to the right. Turn it back inwards to the left at the upper corner. An arch curve line across to the left. Curve line downwards and slightly to the left. Sharp turn diagonally upwards to the right with a curve line. And from that ending point, I'm going to draw a small arch curve line across to the left. From that same point, curve line downwards and slightly flared out to the right. Turn it back to the left at the base of the horn. Turn it diagonally downwards to the right at that corner. On the left side of the horn, I'm going to draw a curve line across to the middle of his head at that corner. Below the horn on the right, I'm going to draw at the outer corner of his eye, diagonal line upwards to the right at that point. And below his cheek, another similar curve line across. And below that, another similar line. And on the left corner, turn it downwards. Mirror the whole helmet shape on the left side of his head. Now below his helmet, I'm going to draw his eyebrow on the left with a curve line across to the left at that point. Turn it slightly downwards at the outer corner. Below that, I'm going to draw his eye from the middle point, off center to the left. Diagonal line upwards to the left. Turn it across to the left. Turn it diagonally downwards to the left with a short line at the outer corner of his eye. Below that, I'm going to draw the lower line with a line across from the inner corner to the left. Turn it slightly up at the outer corner of the eye. Inside of the eye, I'm going to draw his pupil with a circular shape in the middle point. Mirror the same shape of the eyebrow and the eye on the right side. Below the eyebrow on the right, I'm going to draw a short line downwards at the inner corner. And below that, I'm going to draw the tip of his nose with a U curve line in the middle of his face. Turn it across at the side and slightly up. Semicircle turn upwards with a short line at the outer corner of his nose. Mirror that same set of line on the left side of his nose. Below that, I'm going to draw his mouth from the left with a curve line across to the right at that corner. And below that line in the middle point, I'm gonna draw a short curved line across. Below the mouth, I'm gonna draw his chin with a line across in the middle point. Turn it sideways on both the left and right and slightly upwards. Now below his head on the left, I'm gonna draw his neck with a line downwards and flare it out to the left. Turn it back inwards to the right and curve line downwards below that ending point. Turn it diagonally up to the left. Turn it upwards and slightly to the left at that corner. Curve line diagonally across to the right and slightly up. Semicircle turn up and flare to the left. Extend it upwards and to the left. Sharp turn diagonally across to the right and up. Now inside of that shape, I'm going to trace the same line along the edge on the left, all the way downwards. Mirror the whole thing on the right side. In the middle of those two set of shape from the side of his neck, curve line across to the middle and slightly down, semicircle turn downwards and to the middle of his collar. Mirror that same set of line on the left side of his neck. Below that, a curve line across from the left to the right side. And below that, from the left, diagonal line downwards to the middle, curve line across to the right. Turn it back diagonally upwards with a curved line on the right side. Repeat that same curved line again at this lower point. And below that, I'm going to draw from the left, diagonal line across to the right and downwards at that corner. Mirror that same diagonal line on the right corner. And I'm going to stop it in the middle right there. Repeat that same set of line at this lower point again, like that. And another one below that. Above that whole thing, off center to the left, a line upwards, semicircle turn diagonally up to the left. Mirror that same set of line on the right side. Now for his left shoulder pad, I'm going to draw from the outer corner of his collar a line out to the left at that point. Turn it downwards with a short line and flare it out to the left. Turn it diagonally downwards to the right. A line across to the right at that point. Inside of that shape, I'm going to trace the same outline along the left corner and at this lower point. And above that set of line, I'm going to draw another line across at that point. Turn it upwards on the right corner. Above that set of line, I'm going to trace the same outline along the edge. And slightly above that, another one. Above that set of line, off center to the left, diagonal line upwards to the left. And repeat that same diagonal line again on the right corner. And slightly to the right side of that, another similar diagonal line. Below the shoulder pad, I'm going to draw the side of his outfit with a line downwards at that corner. Turn it inwards to the right on his waist right there. Below his waist, I'm going to flare it out all the way to the lowest point of his suit. And at that corner, I'm going to turn it diagonally down to the right with a short line. Turn it upwards diagonally to the right and to the lowest point of his collar. And inside of that shape, I'm going to trace the same outline at the lower point and on the right corner, all the way up. inside of his jacket, below his shoulder pad, I'm gonna draw on the left corner, diagonal line downwards to the left. Repeat that same diagonal line again on the right side of that. And below that ending point, diagonal line downwards to the right. Slightly below that, another similar diagonal line. Repeat that same set of diagonal line again at this lower point. And below that, another diagonal line across to the right and down. And below that, I'm gonna draw another diagonal line at that corner. And slightly below that, another one. Now for his right shoulder pad, I'm gonna draw at the outer corner a line outwards to the right and slightly down. Curve line downwards and slightly to the left. Turn it diagonally down to the left. A short diagonal line upwards to the left. And inside of the shoulder pad, I'm going to trace the same outline on the right side. Now below the shoulder pad, I'm going to mirror the same shape of his suit, similar to the one on the left. At the inner corner of his shoulder pad, at the side of his collar, a line downwards at that point. Turn it diagonally down to the right. Repeat that same set of line again at the right corner. A line downwards at the ending point on the right. Below that, on the left corner, a short line downwards. And from both ending points of that short line, diagonal line across to the right and slightly down. From that ending point, I'm going to draw two diagonal lines across to the left and downwards at that point. In between the suit, I'm going to draw below that whole thing from the right, diagonal line downwards to the left at that corner. Repeat that same diagonal line again 2 more times at this lower point. Below that whole thing on the left, curve line diagonally downwards to the right at that corner. Turn it diagonally upwards to the right. Repeat that same set of line again 2 more times at this inner corner along the edge. Now below that whole thing, I'm going to draw the middle of his pants with a curved line across at that corner. And below that line, I'm going to draw off center to the left the inner line of his legs with curved line downwards, flare it slightly out to the left to his knee point. And below his knee point, I'm going to draw another curved line downwards and flare it slightly out to the right. Turn it back inwards to the left to his ankle point. Below his ankle point, another line downwards and flare it out to the right. Turn it downwards, curve line across to the left. Now at that ending point, a short line downwards, curve line across to the left. Turn it upwards on the left corner of the shoe, turn it diagonally up to the right and to the outer corner of his ankle point. And above his ankle, a line upwards and slightly to the right, flare it slightly out to the left. Turn it back inwards to his knee point, curve line upwards at the side of his knee. Now below his knee, I'm going to draw the upper line of his boots on the right with a line diagonally downwards to the middle point, semi-turn downwards, flare diagonally out to the right and down, semi-turn diagonally down and slightly to the left. Mirror that same set of line on the left side. In the middle of that set of line, at the lower point, a short line across, and another line across above that. At the upper point of his boots, I'm going to draw a line across at that corner, and below that another similar curved line across. Above the boots, I'm going to draw from the middle point a line outwards to the right and slightly up. Mirror that same line on the left side. Slightly above that, I'm going to repeat that same set of line again, and above that set of line on the right, diagonal line across to the left and upwards, and above that, from the middle point, diagonal line upwards to the right. Repeat that same set of line again at this upper corner. Mirror the whole leg shape on the right side. For his left arm, I'm going to draw below the shoulder pad a short line diagonally downwards to the left at that corner. Turn it downwards all the way to his elbow point, and on his elbow point, flare it slightly out to the left. And at that corner, I'm going to draw his gauntlet with a line across to the right and downwards. Curve line downwards and slightly to the left at the side of the gauntlet. Turn it diagonally out to the left at that point. Sharp turn upwards and slightly to the right. Flare it slightly out at that corner and curve it back inwards to the right. Inside of that shape at the upper corner, I'm going to draw a diagonal line across, similar to the upper line of the gauntlet. And below that, I'm going to trace the same outline along the edge on the right and at this lower point. On the left side of that set of line, I'm going to draw a diagonal line across similar to the lower line of the gauntlet at that corner, and another one above that at that point. Slightly above that line, I'm going to draw another similar diagonal line, and I'm going to turn it upwards on the right corner, right there. Slightly above that, I'm going to repeat that same set of line again at that corner. Above that ending point on the right, a line across to the left. Turn it diagonally up to the left. Above that set of line, I'm going to draw a diagonal line across to the right at that corner, and another similar line on the left side of that. Below the gauntlet on the left, a short line downwards to his hand right there. Sharp turn diagonally up to the right with a curved line. Semi-turn to the right. Turn it upwards and slightly to the right at that corner. And above that ending point, slightly to the right, diagonal line across to the left and slightly down. Repeat that same line again at this upper corner. Sharp turn downwards and slightly to the left. Inside of that shape, I'm going to draw a similar curved line across again in the middle point right here. And above that whole thing, continue the line of his arm at the inner corner, diagonally up to the right. Above his sleeve, I'm going to trace the same outline along the edge at this lower point. And below that whole thing, I'm going to draw his hand on the left with a line downwards. Turn it diagonally inwards to the right. And on the right side of that, a short line downwards. Semi-turn to the right. Turn it upwards. Above that ending point, I'm going to draw his thumb with a line downwards at that corner. Semi-turn to the right at the tip of the thumb. Turn it back upwards. Turn it inwards to the left and flare it back out. Turn it diagonally up to the left. At At the inner corner of his thumb, I'm going to draw a diagonal line downwards to the left at that point. For the pattern on his sleeve, at the back of his gauntlet, I'm going to draw a diagonal line upwards to the right at this upper point. Above that line on the left, I'm going to draw a diagonal line upwards to the left. And repeat that same diagonal line again all the way up to his shoulder pad. In between those lines, I'm going to draw a short line across in the middle point, diagonally to the left, like that. Mirror the whole arm shape on the right side. At the inner corner of his jacket on the left at the lower point, curve line across to the right. Turn it upwards. Turn back downwards to the right. Turn it downwards. Curve line across to the side of his leg. Continue that line across on the other side of the leg. Turn it upwards and slightly to the right. Sharp turn back downwards on the right corner. Flare it out to the right. Curve line across to the right and slightly down. Mirror the whole thing on the right side. And that's all for our tutorial today. I hope you enjoy it and find my lessons helpful. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to drop your requests, suggestions, or any other comments in the comment section below. See you next time.